Honestly, I've been really surprised at how playable, even though it's awful, the areas are, the waste areas, because I was thinking like actually be able to lose a lot of golf balls, and you're really not going to lose them out here. And that changes the math so much to where aggressive off the tee is, like Mark and I were talking earlier, if you have to give a soundbite, super aggressive off the tee is correct, and then definitely more conservative into the greens. So this would be one where it seems crazy, it's super narrow up there, but as you just saw, I had 60 yards from a bush and made birdie. So
Mark, why super aggressive off the tee and conservative into greens?
Well, if you don't have penalties, lost balls, recovery shots, then generally you could be pretty aggressive off the tee. And then here the greens are effectively smaller than their square footage, so like a third.
So what you're saying is because the ball isn't lost necessarily when it's off the off the fairway or whatnot, that it is okay to hit an occasional ball in the bush or whatever it is here.
Exactly, and many of the times when you're off, you're not punching straight out to the fairway. You can actually have a go at the green.
When does the math change on this scenario? When does it become advantageous to be conservative off the tee?
Well, certainly when there's the opposite. There's penalties, 1-stroke, 2-stroke penalties, water, out of bounds, trees, deep rough.
I think a scenario.
Then you got to be more careful.
A scenario where you're going to get driver's going to leave 100. Excuse me, driver's going to leave 40, but your 2-iron's going to be 60 yards back at 100. If it's a little bit wider at 100, that can make sense.
Absolutely.
But it's primarily about those penalty shots.
Yeah, I mean, well,
yeah.
170 versus 100 is a huge difference.
170 versus 100 is a huge difference. 100 versus 70 or 60 is not.
It's not. So you don't want to get aggressive for just a different wedge in your hand.
Especially if getting inside 100, it's getting narrower and you're going to be rough versus fairway.
Well, that's basically where I use your math to show people, like, once I think 120 in the fairway is 2.85 and 80 in the fairway is 2.75. It's like a tenth of a shot for 40 yards. That's not worth taking on really any risk. If there's no risk, obviously take it, but if there is any risk, then you definitely better just lay it back on that one.
So you've got it. When you play Pinehurst number 2, hit driver all day.
Finally said you can't hit it in the trees, and I finally hit my first one in the trees.